If previously hot staging was only suspected to cause problems for Starship launches, now there's no doubt that this component, which was thought to be an effective solution for Starship stage separation, has actually contributed to difficulties for SpaceX in the rocket manufacturing process. This has finally been proven in the newest hot staging design, where SpaceX engineers decided to change it compared to the previous version. So, what problem does the new hot staging design aim to solve for Starship? Let's find out on today's episode of Alpha Tech. Recently, we've seen a notable new hot staging design for Flight 9. Clearly, this is an important clue about how SpaceX is evolving its approach to what appears to have been one of the contributing factors behind the explosions on the previous two flights, which we've discussed in earlier episodes. As we know, hot staging offers significant efficiency gains by reducing gravity losses and allowing the upper stage to start accelerating before the booster fully separates. Elon Musk has suggested this technique could boost Starship's payload capacity by up to 10%. However, the process also introduces extreme thermal and structural stresses at the interface between the booster and the upper stage, particularly to the hot staging ring, a vented interstage designed to shield the Super Heavy booster's upper dome from the blast of Starship's 6 Raptor engines. Since its debut on IFT-2, SpaceX has continuously refined this component, using flight data to address emerging issues with plume management, booster stability, and structural durability. The latest improvements have been paying off, with Starship now delivering beautiful, clean stage separations in recent launches. But, when examined closely, hot staging still presents challenges in terms of plume flow management, booster stability, and structural resilience, which is why revisiting and refining the hot stage design is inevitable. Thanks to a new up-close image from Starship Gazer, we can now clearly see some of these changes. Huge thanks to Starship Gazer for always providing the space community with such incredible, direct photo updates. Be sure to support him by following his X or YouTube channel. One key visible change is the partial covering of the vent openings in the hot staging ring. These openings, originally designed to vent superheated plasma safely during engine ignition, have now been selectively closed off in certain areas. This suggests a shift in SpaceX's strategy for managing plume behavior and handling structural loads during stage separation. So, why cover the vents? Covering certain vents reduces the number of paths for the exhaust gases to escape, potentially allowing SpaceX to better control the direction and intensity of the escaping plume. This can help minimize turbulence around the booster and reduce heat exposure to vulnerable areas, particularly the Super Heavy's upper dome, which has shown signs of wear in earlier flights. At the same time, by retaining more material in the ring's structure, SpaceX increases its strength and stiffness. The ring must endure the simultaneous force of 6 full-throttle Raptor engines above it and 3 throttled center engines still firing below, an environment of intense compressive and shear forces coupled with high temperatures. Like all aerospace design choices, these changes involve trade-offs. Additional material strengthens the ring, but also increases its mass. For a launch system already fighting to maximize payload capacity, every kilogram matters. Previous flights dealt with this problem by jettisoning the hot staging ring during descent, shedding mass to improve booster recovery prospects. While effective, this compromises reusability, a core goal of the Starship architecture. The Flight 9 design seems to strike a new balance. Accept a slightly heavier ring in exchange for improved durability and control, likely enabling it to survive descent and recovery for potential reuse. This is consistent with SpaceX's broader strategy of refining Starship hardware through incremental data-driven improvements, using flight tests not just as demonstrations, but as opportunities to gather information that feeds directly into hardware revisions. Another important aspect of the hot staging ring is its lack of cryogenic hardening. While other parts of the Starship stack benefit from being cooled by cryogenic propellants, which naturally increase material strength at low temperatures, the ring sits outside the propellant path. As a result, it relies purely on its baseline material properties and design geometry to withstand thermal and mechanical loads. The fact likely influenced the decision to reinforce the ring for Flight 9 by reducing the number of vent holes. Without the performance boost offered by cryogenic conditions, the ring must carry its structural burden entirely through conventional means. thicker stainless steel, strategic reinforcement, and careful plume management. Finally, perhaps most intriguingly, the Flight 9 hot staging ring may serve as a preview of what's coming in future Starship iterations. Reports suggest that SpaceX is developing a fully integrated hot staging system for its Block 2 and V3 Super Heavy boosters, eliminating the need for a separate vented ring by building the venting structure directly into the booster's upper section. Such an approach would reduce part count, eliminate disposable components, and further improve turnaround times between flights. However, developing an integrated system introduces new engineering challenges, particularly around maintaining structural integrity and managing plume dynamics within a permanently vented interstage. Overall, the incremental changes seen on the hot staging ring of Flight 9 could serve as a testbed for future systems, providing valuable data on how adjustments to vent placement, structural thickness, and thermal loads affect the vehicle's overall performance. For now, hot staging hardware has already been installed on the booster, ready for stacking shortly. We'll have to wait and see how this new hot staging design performs on the upcoming flight. What do you think about this unexpected design change? Please give your opinion below in the comments section. While Starship upgrade operations for the next flight continue to draw attention at Starbase, SpaceX is also actively moving forward with plans to expand Starship infrastructure in Florida. SpaceX is making a transformative investment in the future of American spaceflight, with the construction of a $1.8 billion Starship manufacturing and launch complex along Florida's Space Coast. The ambitious project will see the creation of a vast Starship assembly facility known as Gigabay, alongside 2 new launch pads that together represent a major strategic expansion of the company's deep space launch infrastructure. Site preparation for the sprawling 46.5 million cubic foot Gigabay facility is already underway, with full-scale construction set to continue through 2026. When complete, the facility will stand 380 feet tall, making it one of the largest vertical rocket assembly buildings in the world. Situated adjacent to SpaceX's existing Hangar X complex at NASA's Kennedy Space Center. The new facility will be responsible for assembling both Starship upper stages and Super Heavy boosters before their rollout to nearby launch sites for orbital missions. As part of this expansion, SpaceX is constructing 2 dedicated Starship launch pads, one at Kennedy Space Center and another at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. In the coming months, construction crews will install advanced deflector systems on both pads, critical infrastructure designed to manage the intense thermal and acoustic loads generated by Starship's massive Raptor engine array during liftoff. These deflector systems will also deliver high-volume water suppression during launches and vehicle landings, a key technology for mitigating potential pad damage and environmental hazards associated with Starship's methane and liquid oxygen propellant mix. Florida officials have been quick to frame the project as a landmark achievement for the state's aerospace sector. Rob Long, president and CEO of Space Florida, hailed the Gigabay project as a pivotal development that positions Florida as the world's preeminent hub for aerospace commerce and launch operations. It builds on the foundation we've laid over the past decade and accelerates our vision for the future, one where Florida is the choice for the best minds, the boldest innovators, and the most forward-thinking investments, Long said. He emphasized that sustainable success in space requires a comprehensive approach to infrastructure, strategy, and talent, areas in which Florida is actively leading. Before full-scale launch operations can commence, SpaceX must complete an environmental impact review process for Starship flights from both facilities. The U.S. Air Force is spearheading an environmental analysis to assess the potential consequences of large-scale methane-fueled rocket operations on the surrounding ecosystem, local air quality, and community safety. A draft report detailing SpaceX's operational plans and their environmental implications is expected later this year, followed by a formal regulatory decision on whether to grant operational approval. The proposed Starship operations have not been without industry opposition. United Launch Alliance, ULA, the Boeing-Lockheed Martin joint venture that currently manages military and commercial launches from Cape Canaveral, and Jeff Bezos's Blue Origin have both voiced concerns over Starship's presence in Florida, citing risks of explosive failures and potential damage to adjacent infrastructure. These objections echo controversies in Texas, where early Starship prototypes suffered multiple high-profile failures at SpaceX's Boca Chica test site, prompting environmental pushback and regulatory scrutiny. SpaceX, for its part, views these flight failures not as setbacks, but as valuable learning opportunities essential to the rapid development of a next-generation, reusable launch system. The company maintains that its aggressive test campaign, coupled with strategic infrastructure expansion in Florida, is key to achieving its long-term goal of creating a sustainable, multi-planetary transportation system. The Florida Gigabay project is also expected to deliver significant economic benefits to the region. By 2030, the facility is projected to create approximately 600 new, full-time, high-skilled aerospace jobs. This East Coast expansion complements SpaceX's ongoing construction of a second Gigabay at its Texas headquarters, with both facilities slated for completion by the end of 2026. Notably, the Florida Gigabay will dwarf its Texas counterpart in operational capacity, boasting more than 11 times the square footage of manufacturing space, 19 additional integration work cells, and more than double the lifting capacity. This dual-site strategy will enable SpaceX to increase Starship launch rates, improve operational redundancy, and accelerate the pace of both crewed and uncrewed missions to low Earth orbit, the Moon, Mars, and beyond. Florida officials have been eager to champion this surge in launch infrastructure investment. In 2024 alone, the state recorded 93 space launches, a sharp increase from 74 in 2023, and officials anticipate setting new records in the years ahead. Governor Ron DeSantis has highlighted Starship's potential to become the world's first fully reusable, rapidly refurbishable, heavy-lift rocket system capable of transporting both crew and cargo to destinations throughout the solar system. Florida Department of Transportation. Secretary Jared Perdue called SpaceX's investment a resounding victory for Florida's space economy and a confirmation of the Space Coast's position as the epicenter of American aerospace innovation. As SpaceX's Starship program moves steadily toward operational readiness, the Gigabay project in Florida represents a critical milestone in the company's strategy to scale launch operations and realize its multiplanetary ambitions. If successful, the facility will serve as a cornerstone for Starship missions over the next decade, supporting the assembly, integration, and refurbishment of vehicles designed for humanity's next great leap beyond Earth. That's all for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.